there pals, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Chloe, and if you enjoy speed painting videos and art challenge videos, then please do consider subscribing. It'd really mean a lot to me. For this piece, I actually took up a challenge set by a fellow YouTuber called Medicinal, who I couldn't recommend more for a subscribe or follow. Her artwork is absolutely unreal, and she's such an inspiration to me at the moment. Her videos are really soothing, and recently in particular, in these anxiety-inducing times, I've found her videos really calming, and just generally it's so easy to admire her style, her artwork, and her positive outlook. It's quite incredible. So I'll have her channel linked in the description below, and do check out. She's named her challenge #minimission if you want to follow it on socials, and it involves designing your own album cover, which I thought would be a really great way to incorporate a couple more pages into my sketchbook and fit it into this series I've got going, filling a sketchbook. And obviously a really great way to flex the old creative muscles. It really allows for thinking outside the box and gives you room to incorporate the aesthetic or feel or style of your favourite artist, which is a nice idea. I think the rules are relatively loose, so you can choose your favourite album or song or even your own music, but since I'm musically illiterate, that was off the cards from the very get-go. I settled on the song Star Shopping by Lil Peep, a personal favourite of mine, and embarrassingly I listen to it when I'm sad and just want to have a little bit of a cry. It's a really beautiful song, and it's got like this lullaby feel to it, melancholy, that I thought could be quite nice to portray via a watercolour. I also knew that I wanted to incorporate some of Peep's own personal style and aesthetic into the painting. He was very much a fan of pastel pinks and baby pinks, and creating a mesh between cutesy with more gothic. You will have also just seen me look through a bunch of these photographs that I took at Nunhead Cemetery, which in itself kind of leads back to my choice to focus on Peep for this challenge. I was reading a Vice article that included an interview with Peep when he lived in London, and the photographs I thought were really cool. I really wanted to find out where it was that they were taken. I remember he was sat on this big monumental gravestone, I think it was, I'm not sure. I noticed that the photographer was credited at the bottom, so I reached out to him by his Instagram account, and he told me where it was that the pictures were taken and where the interview took place. At the time I was really into my analogue photography. I still am, but I've not had the chance to go outside, obviously because of this lockdown situation. I hope to get out and about and do that again sometime soon, but I went on my little cycle trip to Nunhead Cemetery and took a bunch of pictures and ended up with these. You'll also have just seen that I planned out a little brief thumbnail sketch just so I knew what it was that I was working with, and I could plan out how I wanted the colour scheme to be, how I wanted to incorporate Peep's pastel pink aesthetic into this image. I also messed with the photograph itself on my Photoshop software to see whether I could mess with any of the other colours to fit in with the pastel vibe. But then I thought I'm just going to keep it simple, greenery for the foliage, and then just put in this pink gradient sunset to link in with the lyrics of Star Shopping, imply that night is oncoming and the stars will soon be out. I kind of forgot how difficult this paper is to work with watercolour. I think I was just a bit too keen to really fill up the pages of this sketchbook. And that doesn't mean I don't like the finished product, it just means that I had to do a lot more colour blocking, and it's pretty much impossible to use any kind of blending technique. I think I was quite lucky with the way I got away with the gradient of the sky, to be honest, but that did involve, again, more of like very, very fine blotting. It did pay off in the end though, and I do like how it looks. I think as well that my technique of using watercolour is quite unusual. I'm pretty sure you're not meant to use watercolour the way I do. I like to layer it, which is why I'm keen to try out gouache, because I hear it's like a hybrid between watercolour and acrylic, and you can layer it much more easily. The pigments are much more opaque, but there's still some blendability to it. So I'm really excited to try that out. I'm going to order a set off Amazon, and hopefully deliveries won't be too delayed. Apologies as well for the sporadic lighting and shadows. I didn't realise that they would show up so intermittently. We were enjoying the best weather we'd had in a very long time on the weekend, and I was just really loving the feel of the sunlight on my back. But still, I do apologise for the lighting. I'm also awaiting a new microphone, so hopefully my sound quality will be far better in the future. Looking forward to that. I enjoyed this challenge more than I thought I would. I thought that commissioning myself a project would be quite restrictive, but actually it turned out to be the opposite. I was able to draw on a bunch of different source materials and think about how I could hone them into this concept album artwork. And I think it worked out really nicely. I'm very proud of it. I would definitely recommend that you try this out yourself. The hashtag is minimission, and I'm really excited to see what other people come up with, and also to possibly discover some new music. My album artwork for Lil Peep Star Shopping. I I added a kind of Gothic style font in keeping with the whole theme of the cemetery and the gravestones. If you enjoyed this video, again, please do consider subscribing. I'll have links to all the supplies I've used down in the description below, and also to the Vice interview and a link to Mini Small's channel. Again, I cannot recommend this girl enough. Her artwork is incredible and I can guarantee that you won't regret subscribing. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon with another way to fill a sketchbook. Bye!